So we're 10 days away from the 2021 municipal elections. South Africa will be voting for their local government leaders. Promises of better service delivery and governance have been made. So today we're asking the question, what is the best and worst things in your community? Whether it's power outages, water cuts, or the faulty traffic lights. We've got our reporters on the ground finding this out. Lethiwe Mdluli is in Durban for us. Nobesuthu Hejana is in Cape Town, and in Johannesburg we've got Nqobile Madlala. Let's start with you, Lethiwe, in Durban. What are you hearing from the residents there?
Well, Clement, I've spent today speaking to residents in the northern parts of Durban, including Umhlanga, La Lucia, and right now we are in Mount Eskom, where we are basically asking people, are they happy with the service delivery that they're receiving? And most of those answers are saying no. A lot of people are frustrated with the work that the municipality here in Durban is doing, saying that they could be doing better. They're frustrated with potholes on the roads, frustrations over garbage not being picked up, and also load shedding and water cuts, and all of those things are unannounced. I had a chance to speak to some residents in Umhlanga a bit earlier on, and these were their views.
Besides load shedding, we have water outages all the time. The pipes in the road are bursting. My neighbour just last night, the electrical box across the road from him has burst into flames. Had to tape it up. The street lights don't have bulbs. It's all dark. You know, it's just makes for a very unsafe neighbourhood.
Yeah. Definitely not happy with the political party at the moment. I mean, I love the ANC and everything they stand for. However, the corruption within the government is ridiculous, and the fact that no one's being held accountable for anything that's gone wrong is ridiculous. I mean, no one... Yeah, no, you know, there might be something in the news of a couple million rand stadium that nothing ever happens with, and there's benches instead of, you know, state-of-the-art things that everyone was promised. Yeah.
Well, Nobesuthu, what's best and worst there in Cape Town, according to the residents?
Well, Clement, earlier this morning we went to Manenberg, where we spoke to residents who were saying that with the intervention by the city of Cape Town to introduce law enforcement agencies in that community that was known for gang violence, crime in that area has seemed to be it has decreased, but they do still have their issues. But I'm now in Sea Point to talk to the Sea Point Rate Association, just to find out from the residents here, what are some of those services that have been provided by the city and that the residents are happy with, and maybe they're not, and what other programs have you introduced to ensure that we keep Sea Point clean, because we know the Sea Point Promenade is a very famous area in Cape Town.
Okay, so we're talking about Project Hope now. Okay, we started this project about a year ago because there were lots of complaints from residents about homeless people, harassments and dirt and crime and grime. And we thought that the previous approach of simply having more vehicles driving around and more cameras is not that effective and quite expensive. And we started this project, and it's been going for 1 year now, and it's been, I think, a big success, yeah.
And you're also telling me that you've partnered with the city of Cape Town to ensure that not only the residents are paying, because you are paying from your pockets to assist the people. So how is that partnership going?
Well, we had in the beginning 2 field workers, which were paid by the EPWP program, but that expired after 4 months, and then we decided, because we wanted to keep the project going, to take them into our own books and to pay for them ourselves. And obviously we make use of the shelter facilities which the city promotes. Unfortunately, they are inefficient. There's way not enough for them. And this is one of the problems that we have in our project, because everybody that works on the project here needs to stay in a shelter. That's part of the condition that we have, because obviously we want to get people off the street. And currently we are looking for a number of new people that have just joined 10 days, 2 weeks ago, and we're still looking for a shelter for these people. And another myth that goes around is that if these people could all have a shelter, it would solve the problem. That is not the only issue. People need to have a purpose. So what you also need to create is a purpose for them. And I mean, you've seen them earlier on. They were, I think, they're very happy. It's all about the team thing, and they're working in small teams, and obviously needs to be supervised. But I think in general, this has been a very, very good approach. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Enda. Well, Clement, Mr. Michael Enda from the Sea Point Rate Associations, talking about some of the initiatives that the residents have started to also assist the homeless in the area.
All right, let's move over to Johannesburg now. And Nqobile, what have you been hearing from the residents where you are?
Well, Clement, from the people that we have spoken to, starting in Sophia Town as well as Albertsville, where there's lots of historic stories about those areas, a lot of them saying that they love the history about the places that they have been in, that they have bought in, but a lot of them just saying that service delivery is one of the things that they would like to see. In fact, in Albertsville, when we spoke to one of the residents there, they were saying that they want everybody that's going to do a door-to-door campaign to really tell the truth and also look at the surroundings, because it doesn't really help to have a beautifully run place, but the surroundings are not really correlating with the sort of dream that you have as communities. But right now, I'm in Melville, which is one of the coolest neighborhood, and joining me now is not just a businessman, but also a person that is a resident in this area. So I just want to find out, what do you love the most about Melville?
Well, I've been staying in Melville for 2 years now, and what I find, what I love the most about Melville is that it's a very inclusive neighborhood, very diverse, and everyone knows the next person's name, as well as, and everything is so easily accessible. You don't need to have transport. You don't need to get out of Melville to enjoy your life. So yeah, everything. Yeah, it's everything about Melville. How diverse it is, and yeah, the people, everyone that you come across is friendly. The streets are friendly. Yes.
All right, and in terms of service delivery, what are sort of things that you would like the councillors that are going to be taking over to look at and perhaps to address?
Well, the biggest thing in Melville is the crime. If that could be taken care of, if there could be more visible policing, boots on the ground, not military boots. I mean, police boots on the ground to monitor the situation that is happening here. I guess everyone knows that Melville is the hub of activity, and so there's bound to be a lot of criminal activity within within the community and the places where people go. So if maybe the crime factor, that's the biggest issue for me, that it needs to be looked at, and we need to have more police that are monitoring the situation as a resident.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, there you go, Clement. Billy, just speaking to us about the fact that this is a place where you will find just a lot of beautiful things. You mainly find young people here. There's a lot that happened, a lot of activities. But because of that very activity, they are worried about the high rate of crime in the area. And those are the things that they would like to be looked at.
All right, Nqobile Madlala in Johannesburg, Nobesuthu Hejana in Cape Town, and Lethiwe Mdluli in Durban. Thanks.